Before we begin, understand this. This isn't just a psalm about victory. It's about what happens after the prayer is answered. Psalm 21 was written by King David, a man who knew what it felt like to fight battles no one else could see. And this song wasn't written in the middle of the struggle. It was written after God came through. If Psalm 20 was the cry for help, Psalm 21 is the moment you look back and realize God never left you. This was likely sung by the people of Israel, celebrating their king's victory. But the deeper truth is this: it wasn't the king who won, it was God who delivered. And maybe that's why this matters to you right now. Because one day, your story will sound just like this. Not a story of how strong you were, but how faithful God was. Verse 1. The king shall joy in your strength, O Lord. David begins with something most people miss. He doesn't celebrate his own strength. He celebrates God's strength because deep down, he knew something real. There were moments he didn't have the strength to keep going, moments he should have quit, moments he almost broke, and yet he didn't. Not because he was strong, but because God was. When you finally win in life, don't forget what carried you there. The strength you needed, it wasn't always yours. There were moments you should have quit, moments you almost broke, but somehow you didn't. That wasn't luck. That was God. Verse 2. You have given him his heart's desire. This is personal. God didn't just hear David. He responded fully, intentionally, specifically. And that changes how you see your own prayers. Because if God did it before, he hasn't lost the ability to do it again. Some prayers don't just get heard, they get answered fully. But here's the tension. Not every desire is granted instantly. Sometimes God delays, not to deny you, but to prepare you. Verse 3. For you meet him with blessings of goodness. God didn't wait for David to ask. He moved first. He went ahead of him with blessings. And if you really think about it, there are blessings in your life right now that you didn't pray for, but God still gave. Doors opened you didn't expect. Protection you didn't even notice. God doesn't just respond, he initiates, which means even now, there are things being aligned in your life you haven't seen yet. Doors opening, protection happening, opportunities forming, all behind the scenes. Verse 4. He asked life from you and you gave it. David asked for life, and God gave him more than survival. He gave him longevity, purpose, time, and that matters. Because if you're still here, there's a reason. Your life isn't random. Your breath isn't accidental. There is something attached to your existence that hasn't been fulfilled yet, and that's why you're still here. Verse 5. His glory is great in your salvation. David's greatness didn't come from status. It came from what God brought him through. His story became powerful because of his survival. And the same is true for you. The things you've been through, the battles, the pain, the scars, the setbacks. They didn't destroy you, and they're not weaknesses. They revealed something in you. Verse 6, for you have made him most blessed forever. This kind of blessing isn't temporary. It's not based on circumstances. It's rooted in God. And what God establishes, people can't undo. Your value doesn't come from people. Your identity doesn't come from opinions. What God has placed on your life is secure. Verse 7. For the king trusts in the Lord. This is the foundation of everything. Trust, not understanding, not control, not certainty. Trust. Trust is choosing to believe even when life doesn't make sense. It's saying, I don't see it yet, but I believe God is still working. Verses 8 to 10. Your hand will find all your enemies. This part gets intense because it reminds us God sees everything. Nothing escapes him. And here's what that means for you. You don't have to fight every battle. You don't have to respond to every attack because God handles things in ways you never could. Verse 11. For they intended evil against you. Let's be real. Not everyone wants the best for you. Some people will plan against you, speak against you, work against you. But here's the truth. Not every plan formed against you will succeed, because protection has been covering you even when you didn't see it. Verse 12. You will make them turn their back. God has a way of reversing things. What was meant to harm you ends up moving you forward. What looked like rejection becomes redirection. Some of your biggest setbacks are actually setups for something greater. Verse 13. Be exalted, O Lord, in your own strength. And this is how it all ends. Giving God the glory. Not the victory, not the success, not the outcome, but God. So if you're in a season right now where you're still waiting, still praying, still fighting, don't give up. Because Psalm 21 is proof of something powerful. The same God you cry out to in private will show up in public. And when he does, you won't just say you made it. You'll say, God did it. If this spoke to you, don't ignore it. Sometimes the message you needed finds you at the exact moment you're ready to hear it. And maybe this wasn't just a video. Maybe this was confirmation that God is still working in your life, even when you can't see it yet. If you felt something while listening, stay connected, because there's more coming that you're going to need. And remember this, the same God who carried you through before is the same God walking with you right now. You're not behind. You're not forgotten. You're right on time.